Hi, this is Keith Kramer. I'll be your instructor for this class. This is Brandeis University Advanced Programming in C# for summer 2014. The class starts on May 21st, Wednesday, and it ends on Tuesday, July 29th. I will be contacted. The best way to contact me is through email. I'm a full-time software engineer at IBM, and I've worked at IBM for 25 years. I've taught software engineering and software for about 20 years, and I taught at Brandeis since 2001. My specialty, I've had all kinds of different programming and hardware and software jobs at IBM. Currently, I'm doing cloud development, so I'm doing cloud development software. That's the back-end software for cloud services. My forte in Windows programming is extensive. I started with Microsoft programming when it was MS-DOS, if many of you probably don't even remember that, but MS-DOS before there was Windows, and then basically branch into Windows 3 and Windows 95 and Windows ME and Windows XP and Windows 2000, Windows 2008 Server, Windows 7. I've written Windows device drivers, I've written in MASM, the assembler language, I've written in the C code, I've written in the C++, and I've done extensive programming in C# now, the latest and newest language from Microsoft. So I have extensive experience in Windows programming and C# programming, and hopefully at the end of this class, the purpose is to make you feel much more comfortable in Windows programming. Just going down the syllabus here a little bit, we're going to look through this. So what we're going to basically focus on in this class is Windows programming, and you're going to build a console application, a CLI console application. You're going to build a graphical forms application. You're going to build a GUI application using threads, so a multi-threaded Windows application with C# built-in threading. You're going to build a Microsoft Presentation Foundation application, which is a foundation application is one that uses an XML file as a template for your screen and some information, versus the standard Windows programming where all of the screen concepts are done in the language, in the actual source code itself. And then we're going to build a WPF application using LINQ. LINQ is a very cool technology that Microsoft has that will make building database applications very simple. It's more powerful than just databases. So you're going to see if you're going to parse like an XML file or many other things, just like sets of data, LINQ is extremely powerful and easy to use construct in Microsoft.NET that lets you do that. And so we're going to learn LINQ, and we're going to apply it to database, study it in some other areas. And then finally, our last application is going to be a Microsoft ASP.NET web application. And so you get to dabble in each of the pieces of Windows. We're going to start, with the basic, the console application, Hello World, of course. You're going to write that. And then we're going to go all the way to the end where we have a nice web application that we write. In the class, you're going to need software, and there is free software that you can download, the Microsoft Visual Studio Express 2013 for Windows Desktop, and you can go to this URL in the syllabus and you can download this for free. If you have the professional edition of Windows Visual Studio 2013, you can use that, but you're not required to. We are not going to code or force you to use Windows 8 in this class. So you do not have to build Metro-style tiled applications. We're not going to do that. There's an actual chapter in your textbook. I have the textbook right here. There's a chapter in your textbook on building the Metro-style applications, but I'm not going to force you to do that. I think the whole premise of Windows 8 and the Metro applications is starting to change. And by Windows 9, the Metro applications will run in the desktop like desktop applications. But because so many people don't have Windows 8, we're not going to make you do that now. We're going to start with Windows 7, and you can take and learn about the Metro applications on your own, but I'm not going to teach you that in this class. The prerequisite is that you just need to have an object-oriented programming background, intro class to C++ or Java or a C#. You don't need a Windows programming because we're going to give you the basics of all the Windows programming. The textbook is what I showed you. It's Visual C# 2012 How to Program 5th edition. This is the textbook. There you go. And you do need the textbook because I give reading assignments from the textbook. I give guidance from the textbook. I refer to the textbook. I have lecture notes that are independent of the textbook for each chapter, but they're guided on the topics in the textbook. And you have a reading assignment each week, and you just have to get the textbook. It's in the bookstore. You can also get it from Amazon. If you are interested in getting the professional version of the Dev Studio, if you're a student, you can go to this website, this DreamSpark website, and if you prove that you're a student, you can download the Dev Studio for free. There's no cost to you. This is a distance course, and of course, we are going to be doing online information. So all the all of the homework programs that you write, all of the participation forum that you do will be online, and all my grading will be online. Late is the site, http://latebrandeis.edu, and obviously you found the site because you downloaded this video from the site. And basically, that's how we're going to interact in this class. Again, if you need to contact me directly, the best way to do that is through email. And this is my email address. Either the Yahoo Brandeis account, either one comes to the same place, and I look at it every day. If there's an emergency, you can call and leave a message at my home phone number. Okay? All right. What is the grading criteria? 30% of your grade will be based on the posting an original question answer to my discussion question and 2 responses. So you have to have 2 responses, either responding to someone else's post or my post, and interacting. You got to interact to learn. This also is a graduate level class, so you're expected to do some independent research of the questions. And if you do independent research to find good information, articles, information, answers to the questions, you're expected to cite your references in your posts. So instead of just an opinion, you should basically, you can have an opinion and that's not a problem, but you should have some original work or some cited work. It could be web links, it could be book references, but you are expected to do some research on the discussion questions. The grading, I went through the grading. The bulk of the grading, 30%, is the discussion, online participation. And then there are 5 programming assignments, each harder than the last. And I basically want to see you execute. I don't give you an exam because I want you to be able to write the programs and be successful with them. So your grade is really based on performance. This grade's like on a job, how you would actually write a program that's functional. And then each programming, the only thing I'll suggest is don't get lured into that this is an easy class and things are going to be simple, because the first programming assignment's pretty easy, but as we continue on, they get harder and harder. So I would say stay on track, and I'll show you about staying on track. We will post the grades each week. I will post your grades through your discussion forum, and your homework problems will also be graded. This is the schedule in the syllabus. So I have every week laid out, starting on Tuesday, ending on Wednesday. Starting on Wednesday and ending on Tuesday. And basically, it tells you exactly what you need to do. It's talking about what the outcomes are, the discussion forum question, what chapters you need to read in the textbook. In addition, you also need to read the lecture notes. I posted a set of lecture notes which are supplemental to the textbook. They're not from the textbook. They're not from the textbook author. They're original materials that supplement the chapters, and they follow the chapter topics. So you should read through the lecture notes. Like if I was here giving you the lecture each week, then you would go through the lecture notes and I would speak to those. But I would suggest reading the chapter, looking at the lecture notes each week. And then I talk about, I actually, on the class website, on the Late website, you will actually see step by step what you need to do each week. If you just follow that guide, then you're not going to get into trouble. And so as I page down through here, it shows you each of the assignments, when things are due, when they're assigned. Like here on 6/24, homework assignment 2 is due, and you should download and start homework 3. And basically, our last week in the class is 7/23 through 7/29, and your final homework program, the web program, is due on the 5th. So these are just the standard university caveats and restrictions on not cheating. This is a class that you do individually. You're not doing this as a group work. When you turn your assignments in, it is best to take the directory, your build directory for Dev Studio, and zip it. Create a tar zip file. I have instructions about this when you post assignments, and that way I can take your entire assignment, including, and debug it. So if you have a problem, if you don't get something to work, then I can basically try to find what your bug is and help you by saying, all right, I got your assignment, this feature worked and this feature didn't work, and I debugged it, and here were the problems, and I'm happy to do that for you. Also, I will give you hints about the homework problems, and I'll give you guidance on the website where you can download a working example of an executable that I built for the assignment. So I'm happy to help you, ask questions. You can post questions in the forum. You can send emails. If you think it's a general question a lot of people would be interested in, then post it in the forum and I'll answer your homework questions there. If you think it's something specific to your issue, then send me an email and I'll respond there. And you can send me partially working zip files before you submit them if you want me to look at something or try something or understand what you coded. I'm happy to do all of that. Okay, so this video was the introduction video to the class. It's important that you get started right away and go to the LaTe website and follow the week-by-week instructions and start posting your answers to the online discussion forum. Your first programming assignment is not graded, but it's the Hello World assignment. It's getting Visual Studio installed, and it's building your first Hello World application, and that assignment is kind of step-by-step, and I have that posted. It'll give you an example of downloading the assignment, making sure you have the Dev Studio installed and working, and then actually testing how you actually post an assignment and how it gets graded. So it gives you all that for free with no cost, no grade to begin with. And so I recommend that you guys go to the LaTe website and do that first homework pre-1 homework problem, which is the Hello World program that's not graded. And start your reading and start your posting. And I think the key here is if you have not done C# and you're not familiar with C# and you're not big into the Microsoft arena, this is really the class for you because you're going to learn C#, you're going to learn Microsoft Windows.net, and this is a great skill. I don't care if you're in the Linux world right now or you're building other types of applications. Learning Windows is a crucial skill in Windows programming, and especially their quote-unquote state-of-the-art language, C#. So this is a great class. I'm really happy I can teach it. And I look forward to interacting on a daily basis with you guys. I'm on the discussion forum a lot, email a lot, and I'm really happy to work with you. And I think we're going to have a great semester. So if you have any questions, send me email, and I'll be happy to help. Thanks, and good luck. I'll see you on the forum or in email.